Welcome, listeners, to the hidden corridors of the extraordinary, the bizarre, and the horrifying. You are about to step into a world where shadow agencies hide secrets and every artifact tells an unnatural story. This is the Arcane Files. In the depths of an unmarked building, within the heart of an undisclosed city, lies an agency like no other. Their mission? To investigate the cryptic, the mystic, and the unexplained. Each episode we delve into a new file from their archives, unraveling the mysteries that defy explanation, challenge belief, and twist the mind. That night, as a terrible storm rages outside, Samuel Hawthorne, deeply attuned to nature, finds himself caught in the throes of a fevered dream. The darkness around him shifts and swirls, pulling him into a vivid vision. In his dream, Samuel stands at the edge of a vast, tumultuous lake. The sky above is split by violent lightning, and the roar of thunder shakes the earth beneath his feet. Before him, two colossal beasts are locked in eternal combat.
Hodag and the Thunderbird.
The Hodag, monstrous and fierce, with scales glistening and eyes burning like hot coals, lunges at the sky. Opposite of it, the Thunderbird, magnificent and powerful, with wings that span the horizon, unleashes bolts of lightning that crack the air. As the battle rages, Samuel hears the voice of an ancient shaman whispering tales of old.
In the time before time, the Thunderbird and the Mishipeshu, the underwater panther, clashed for dominion over the natural world. The Thunderbird, protector of the skies, wielder of lightning and thunder, the Mishipeshu, guardian of the waters, commands storms and darkness. Their conflict shapes the land and the sea, bringing balance and chaos.
The vision is intense, filled with the sound of roaring waters and crackling lightning. This air thick with primal energy. Samuel feels the weight of the shaman's words, the power of the ancient spirits, and the struggle between these mighty forces.
The Hodag, a beast of destruction, embodies the chaos of the Mishipeshu, spreading fear and death. The Thunderbird seeks to quell this chaos, to bring balance and protect the people of the land.
As the vision fades, Samuel wakes in a cold sweat, the first light of dawn breaking through the trees.
I had a dream, a vision. The Hodag and the Thunderbird locked in battle, and a shaman spoke to me, telling the tale of their eternal conflict.
The team gathers around, listening intently as Samuel recounts his dream.
Describe it to us, Samuel. Every detail.
The Hodag was fierce, scales and burning eyes, attacking the sky. The Thunderbird was immense, powerful, unleashing lightning. The shaman said that they represent chaos and balance. The Hodag is tied to the Mishipeshu, the underwater panther, a guardian of the waters but also a harbinger of doom.
The Mishipeshu and the Thunderbird, powerful symbols in Native American lore. The Hodag embodying the chaoses of the Mishipeshu, bringing destruction. The Thunderbird seeks to restore balance, to protect.
Madame Seraphina's eyes close as she delves into the symbolism of Samuel's vision.
The dream suggests a struggle not just of physical beings, but of forces. Chaos versus order, destruction versus protection, and the Hodag, as a manifestation of the Mishipeshu's chaoses, brings death and fear. The Thunderbird, as a protector, fights to restore harmony. This aligns with the artifacts we found, the protection amulet against the Mishipeshu and the cleric talisman for summoning dark entities. It's all connected.
So, the Hodag could be the manifestation of these dark forces, a threat we need to understand and counter.
With a clear understanding of the forces at play, the team prepares to face the challenge ahead, united in their quest to uncover the truth and restore balance. As the team grappled with the unsettling revelation from Samuel's dream, they decided to seek guidance from the local Ojibwe tribe. With the artifacts and their recent encounters pointing towards a Native American connection, they hoped to gain insight into the Hodag's origins and the symbolism behind their findings. Arriving at the tribal community, they're greeted warmly by the wise elder, his face weathered with age and wisdom that seemed to echo the forest around them. The elder walked straight to Eliza and began gesturing wildly. Eliza recognizes these gestures and begins to translate.
Welcome, seekers of truth. I have sensed your coming, drawn by the whispers of the spirits. Ah, the Hodag, a creature of chaos and fear, tied to the Mishipeshu, the water panther, but do not forget, the Thunderbird, guardian of the skies and harbinger of balance. Do not mistake struggle for enmity. The Hodag and the Thunderbird may seem locked in combat, but their dance ensures the delicate balance of nature. Yet now something evil stirs. Dark forces converge, unseen by many, but felt in the very roots of this land. An ancient evil awakens, hungry for chaos and destruction.
Is there anything we can do to stop it?
You must seek the heart of the disturbance, where the Hodag's rage meets the Thunderbird's resolve. There you will find answers and perhaps a way to restore the balance. Madam Seraphina, these amulets will guide you to the truth you seek, for the truth is the way of nature, and nature must find balance. Balance must find justice. Copper holds profound spiritual significance, revered by the Ojibwe for its unique properties. In their cosmology, copper is believed to bridge the physical and spiritual realms, facilitating communication between dimensions. The Mishipeshu, or water panther, is often associated with copper. Its horns and tail are traditionally depicted as made of this metal, symbolizing its dominion over the mineral and its role as a guardian of the natural world's balance. By wearing these copper amulets, Madam Seraphina, you will be attuned to the energies of both the Thunderbird and the Mishipeshu. This connection would guide you towards the truth you seek, as truth aligns with the natural order. Nature inherently seeks balance, and through balance, justice is realized. Thus, the amulets would serve not only as protective talismans, but also as spiritual compasses, leading your team towards harmony and understanding in your quest.
With gratitude, the team accepted the Elder's gifts, feeling the weight of responsibility deepen as they prepare to embark on their next journey.
We have our next lead. Let's prepare. The answers we seek lie ahead, hidden in the shadows of these ancient legends.
As they departed, the forest seemed to whisper secrets of their own, the spirits of the land guiding their path towards the looming threat that threatened to engulf them all.
So, we've got connections to the Ojibwe myths, a potential link between the Hodag and the Mishipeshu, and...
A sharp clatter interrupts him as the telegraph in the corner comes alive, its frantic rhythm filling the cabin. Samuel arises, crosses to the telegraph, and reads the message as it comes in.
There is an emergency at a logging camp south of here. They are under attack by the Hodag.
Then we move, now.
The team's wagon creaks to a stop at the chaos of the logging camp. The storm continues to rage, the rain turning the dirt paths into muck. Carts are overturned, tools scattered, and deep claw marks streak the ground. Shouts and barking dogs echo in the distance as the team steps down from the wagon. A massive shadow moves briefly among the trees before disappearing into darkness.
This isn't from any bird I've seen around here.
Nearby, Dr. Eliza Blackwood watches the armed guards patrolling the camp. Her sharp eyes catch an unusual glint around several of their necks, charms identical to the death cult talisman they recovered earlier. Her expression tightens, but she says nothing. The team's attention shifts as Lachlan Moore, the stocky and brusque foreman, approaches with a scowl. His coat is soaked, and his posture is stiff with impatience.
You're late.
We're here now. Tell us what happened.
Hodag hit us out of nowhere, tore through the camp, and bolted into the woods. My men drove it off.
Drove it off? Didn't know that was possible.
We're not as helpless as you might be.
The tension between Graves and Moores crackles, but Parker steps in to defuse it.
Let us look around.
Moore hesitates, his jaw tightening before he finally waves them off.
Fine, just don't get in the way.
As the team moves through the camp, Madame Serafina Du Bois slows her step, her hands slipping into her pockets. The copper charms vibrate faintly, sending a shiver down her spine. She glances around warily, her expression unreadable.
They are reacting.
Meanwhile, Graves pauses near the edge of the camp, where a weathered mine shaft catches his attention. Workers haul polished copper plates into the shaft, while empty mine carts roll out the other side. He raises an eyebrow, muttering under his breath.
That's not how mining works.
The team trudges back into their cabin, soaked and muddy from the storm. The tension in the room is palpable as they settle around the table. Samuel tosses the feather he found onto the table, while Dr. Blackwood spreads out her notes. Madame Serafina pulls the vibrating copper charms from her pocket, holding them up for the group to see.
The charms reacted. Whatever is happening in that camp is connected to this.
The mine is suspicious. Copper plates going in, empty carts coming out. Not exactly standard procedure. I bet whatever is going on, it's in that mine.
And Moore didn't seem eager to answer the questions.
I found this near the claw marks. It's massive. Too big for any bird native to this area, but...
The Thunderbird.
The room falls silent for a moment as everyone absorbs the weight of her words. Then Dr. Blackwood continues.
That's not all. Some of the guards were wearing the same death cult talisman we found earlier. Those charms are meant to summon something, not protect.
So, copper, a suspicious mine, death cult talismans, and a feather from a bird that shouldn't exist? This is shaping into something, but what? I don't know.
Dr. Eliza Blackwood stands at the head of the table, her expression serious. The others are seated around her, their faces weary but focused. She holds up a map of the region in her hands, tracing her fingers across the lines, but her mind is elsewhere.
We've seen the same clues time and time again. The Hodag, the Thunderbird, Copper, and those talismans we saw on the guards. They aren't just for protection. They're part of something much bigger, much darker.
She takes a deep breath and looks around the table, making sure everyone is following her.
Copper is more than just a metal. It's known for its mystical properties. It's a conduit. It bridges dimensions, connecting the material world to something beyond. And think about the legends. The Hodag and the Thunderbird, they are both tied to copper in one way or another.
The room grows quiet as the weight of her words settle over them. She glances at each of them in turn, her eyes dark with concern.
What if this cult is trying to use the Hodag, the Thunderbird, and Copper to summon some kind of ancient, malevolent deity, a force so powerful that it could change everything?
There's a long pause. The team watches her carefully, processing the magnitude of her theory. Then, suddenly, a sharp gasp breaks the tension. Madame Seraphina Du Bois, who has been holding the two copper talismans in her hand, jerks back as they begin to vibrate violently. She lifts her hands in front of her, the charm spinning wildly in opposite direction. The golden light between them then crackles and sparks, filling the room with an eerie glow.
I don't understand. It's alive.
The charms continue spinning faster, as if caught in some invisible current, pulling together with an undeniable magnetic force. The two charms collide midair, creating a golden orb that hovers in Seraphina's hands. The room is bathed in a strange, otherworldly light, casting shifting shadows on the walls. Everyone stares at the orb, transfixed, as it pulses with energy.
Well, Eliza, looks like your hypothesis is dead on, based on that reaction.
It's impressive, but how are they planning to get the Hodag to cooperate? It doesn't seem eager to be part of any of the plans, from what I've seen.
Seraphina's eyes narrow as she stares at the glowing orb, her expression thoughtful, but filled with an unsettling realization.
The bigger question is, where's the Thunderbird? Without it, there is no balance. The Thunderbird is the guardian, the one who keeps the forces of destruction in check. If it's not here, it is missing, then something terrible is about to happen.
The room grows colder as her words settle into the minds of the team. The golden glow from the orb fades slightly, but the weight of Seraphina's statement lingers. The storm outside rages on, the sound of rain hammering against the roof growing louder. A faint rumble of thunder shakes the cabin, adding eerie punctuation to the moment. Graves leans back into his chair, his arms still crossed, eyes flicking between Eliza, Seraphina, and the glowing orb. The implications of everything they've learned are starting to connect, but questions still lingered.
If the Thunderbird's missing, then who or what is keeping the Hodag in check?
I think this is the Hodag unchecked. Maybe the question is, what else is out there waiting to come through if we don't stop this?
What if the Hodag is the raw, chaotic power? It's wild, untamed, destructive, like the sun's heat without focus. The Thunderbird, it controls that power. It focuses it, directs it like a magnifying glass, focusing the sun's rays. But imagine the magnifying glass magnifying 1,000,000 times. The Thunderbird isn't just a creature of the skies. It's a force that controls and channels the raw power of the Hodag. And that power, it could tear a hole between dimensions.
There's a collective pause as the team absorbs this new layer to the theory. The room grows even colder, as the air itself is responding to the implication of what Eliza has said. Serafina glances at the orb, still glowing faintly as though reflecting the storm's rage outside.
Then if the Thunderbird is missing, the world is unbalanced, and an imbalance of this magnitude, it could destroy everything.
The orb pulses one last time, then fades, leaving only a lingering sense of unease. The storm outside rages, a reflection of the chaotic energy now stirred within the team.
We need to get to the mine. I have a feeling we get to the bottom of things at the bottom of the mine shaft. I think we need to prepare an invasion of our own.
The storm outside mirrored the storm within, a swirling vortex of clues and connections that refuse to settle. As the team pieces together the fragments of what they've seen, one thing becomes clear. The answers they sought lay in the heart of the storm, and the danger was closer than ever. The team crouched low in the dense underbrush, the woods providing a veil of shadows to hide them. Their breath misted in the chill of the night as they crept closer to the edge of the logging camp, the faint crackle of campfires and the distant shouts of men reaching their ears.
What was that? Whatever it is, it's in pain.
The team peered through the thick foliage into the clearing beyond. Across the open area of the logging camp, their eyes fell upon a small cage. Inside it, a strange creature writhed in distress.
What in the world is that?
The creature was unlike anything they had ever seen. A scaled panther's body with the front legs and head of a bird of prey. Its feathers shimmered in the firelight, and its cries echoed with a haunting melody. Beside the cage stood a burly man, jabbing at the creature with a sharpened stick, forcing it to screech.
Bastard! He's torturing it!
Before anyone could respond, a low growl rumbled through the air. The team's blood ran cold as a massive shadow emerged from the tree line opposite of them. The Hodag stepped into the clearing, its eyes glowing like embers and its scales gleaming with menace. The man with the stick turned, his face twisting in terror. He barely had enough time to scream before the Hodag pounced, its claws running apart in a single movement.
That's not just any creature. It's their offspring.
The pieces clicked into place. The Hodag and the Thunderbird were not enemies, they were mates, and this strange creature in the cage was their child.
This group, they're using the child to manipulate them, to force them to cooperate.
The Hodag's massive form loomed over the cage, its glowing eyes softening as it inspected its offspring. But before it could act, a deafening clang echoed through the camp. A massive trap snapped shut around the Hodag, ensnaring it in thick iron chains. The beast roared in fury, thrashing against its bonds, but the trap held firm.
It's a trap. They planned this.
Men poured out of the camp's buildings and tents, armed with spears, rifles, and nets. They swarmed the trapped Hodag, securing its chains and dragging it towards a waiting minecart. The creature's roar shook the very ground as it struggled against its captors.
This is it. Whatever they're planning, it's happening now. We have to move.
The team crept closer, their eyes fixed on the group of men stationed at the entrance of the mine. 10 guards stood vigilant, armed and ready to repel any intruder.
We'll never get past them. Not without a fight.
Before the team could formulate a plan, a A rustling in the undergrowth caught their attention. From the shadows of the woods, a group of Ojibwe warriors emerged, their movements swift and silent. With a battle cry that echoed through the forest, the warriors launched their attack, engaging the guards in a sudden and ferocious skirmish.
It's the Ojibwe. They're fighting back. They're giving us a chance. We need to take it.
While the guards were distracted by the Ojibwe warriors, the team slipped through the chaos, making their way towards the mine's entrance. One by one, the team slipped into the shadows of the mine, their hearts pounding as they descended into the darkness, knowing that the true battle was just beginning. At the bottom of the mine shaft, the team emerged into a massive cavern, its vastness cloaked in shadow. The cavern was no ordinary discovery. Twisted machinery and black arcane structures filled the space, the air humming with an eerie, malevolent energy.
This isn't just a mine. It's a laboratory. A twisted, unholy union of technology and dark magic.
In the center of the cavern stood a massive copper sphere, its surface inscribed with intricate runes that pulsed with a faint, sickly glow. Suspended within the sphere's lattice-like structure was a smaller spherical cage containing a creature of legend, the Thunderbird. Its majestic form was bound by glowing chains of arcane energy, its wings limp but radiating residual power. Encircling the massive sphere were 4 smaller spheres positioned at the cardinal points. Each smaller sphere held a struggling hybrid creature, the offspring of the Hodag and the Thunderbird. Their cries of distress reverberated through the cavern, a haunting symphony of pain and desperation.
And look at that. They're bringing the Hodag into the mix.
At the far side of the cavern, men wrestled with the colossal form of the Hodag. Its chains rattled as it resisted with all its might. They struggled to guide the enraged beasts towards the massive copper sphere, where it would join its mate and offspring in whatever dark purpose these people had devised.
This isn't just some ritual. This is a power play. They're harnessing these creatures for something unimaginable.
Near the copper sphere was a control room, a grotesque amalgamation of high-tech machinery and dark arcane artifacts. Glowing monitors displayed cryptic symbols and diagrams of the copper sphere, while cloaked figures chanted around a central pentagram etched into the floor. The circle pulsed with a sinister energy, the air vibrating with their unholy incantations.
Those chants. That's no language I've ever seen before. It's not meant to be understood by mortals. It's a language of the void, a call to ancient powers that best left untouched.
As the team assessed the scene, the stakes became clear. Samuel and Serafina exchanged a determined glance.
They've captured it! The Thunderbird!
And I'll make sure those poor creatures are freed. They've suffered enough.
Eliza, Graves, and Parker crouched closer together, their focus shifting to the control room.
We'll take the control room. Whatever they're doing there, it's the key to stopping this.
No heroics. We do this smart and quiet.
Let's move.
The team split up, each group moving with practiced stealth. Samuel and Serafina edged towards the copper sphere, their eyes scanning for weaknesses in the construction. Eliza, Parker, and Graves make their way towards the central control room, slipping through the shadows as the chanting grew louder. As Samuel and Serafina approached the copper sphere, they could see the agony etched into the faces of the trapped creatures. Serafina's copper charms began to vibrate violently, reacting to the immense energy coursing through the sphere.
This is no ordinary construction. The magic here, it's ancient and powerful, but nothing is invulnerable.
Then let's see how it holds up against a little sabotage.
Meanwhile, Eliza, Parker, and Graves reached the control room. From their vantage point, they could see the worshippers deep in their ritual, their chants growing louder and more fervent. The pentagram in the center of the room pulsed with a malevolent light, tendrils of dark energy snaking outwards like living shadows.
This is it. We take out the control room and we shut this whole thing down.
On my signal.
The cavern was a maelstrom of chaos. The fate of the Thunderbirds, the Hodag, and perhaps the world itself hanging by a thread. The time for subtlety was over. The time for action had arrived. As the team neared the control room, a chilling sight unfolded before their eyes. Within the circle, etched into the cavern floor, a shadowy figure began to manifest. Its form was undefined, shifting and rippling like smoke caught in a strong wind. Black-cloaked worshippers surrounded the circle, their voices raised in a sinister chant. Their words, though unintelligible, carried a weight that made the air feel thick and oppressive.
Master, guide us. Your servants await your command.
The shadowy figure began to solidify, taking on a humanoid shape with jagged edges and a swirling void where its face should have been. When it spoke, its voice reverberated like 1,000 whispers layered upon a guttural growl.
Faithful servants, your efforts are not in vain. The time has come to bring our Dark Lord home from his eternal prison. You will tear the veil between worlds and set him free. The power of the ancients flows through this place. Begin the ritual. Harness the energy of these pathetic creatures. Their suffering will be the key to your ascension.
The team exchanged uneasy glances. The stakes were higher than they had imagined.
This isn't just a summoning, they're breaking open a gateway.
Then we stop them here and now.
Elijah, Graves, stay with me. We take out the control room. Samuel, Serafina, you disrupt the ritual and free those creatures.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Just as the figure began issuing further commands, the team sprang into action.
Intruders, destroy them. Do not let them interfere.
Samuel and Serafina darted toward the copper spheres, their movements swift and deliberate. Meanwhile, Eliza, Graves, and Parker charged towards the control room, determined to sever the dark figure's influence at its source.
The bindings are strong, but they're not unbreakable. Keep them off me while I work.
You focus on the magic, I'll focus on the muscle.
In the control room, Eliza quickly scanned the strange machinery and dark artifacts, her sharp mind piecing together the ritual's mechanics. Graves and Parker held off advancing worshippers, their weapons flashing in the dim light.
Controls are locked. I can't stop the energy flow from here.
Then what do we do?
We have to destroy the power source directly. The sphere itself is channeling the energy.
You heard her! Focus on that spear!
The shadowy figure roared in anger, its form growing more defined as it extended a claw-like appendage towards the team. Tendrils of dark energy lashed out, forcing them to dodge and fight with every ounce of their strength.
You dare defy me? You will all perish for your insolence.
As the battle raged on, Samuel and Seraphina managed to disrupt the bindings on one of the smaller spheres. The hybrid creature inside let out a piercing cry as it broke free, its form glowing with ethereal light.
1 down, 3 to go.
Eliza focused her efforts on weakening the copper sphere's structure. Her eyes sharp, scanning for vulnerabilities. Brave and Parker provided cover, their weapons cutting down any worshippers who dared approach.
Keep at it, Doc. We'll hold them off.
I need a few more minutes.
The cavern trembled as the dark figure's form began to waver, but the fight was far from over. The team steeled themselves, knowing that their greatest challenge was still ahead. The copper sphere roared to life, its surface crackling with arcs of energy. The runes etched into its surface flared brighter, with each passing second casting eerie shadows on the cavern.
It's fully activating. The power buildup, it's going to release.
We're out of time. What do we do now?
Before anyone could answer, the first freed offspring let out a piercing cry. Its form shimmered as flames began to ripple across its body. Not ordinary flames, but mystical, glowing embers that radiated pure energy. This offspring, tied to the element of fire, blazed with fury, its flames consuming anything in its path. The fire offspring charged toward one of the remaining spheres, unleashing a torrent of mystical fire. As it attacked, another offspring, its body rippling like water, broke free. Its movements were fluid and graceful, streams of water cascading from its form and striking with the force of a raging river.
They're doing it themselves. They're saving each other.
The offspring of water joined its fiery sibling, their combined power a formidable force. From another sphere, a third offspring emerged, surrounded by swirling winds. The air itself seemed to respond to its presence, whipping into powerful gusts that sent the cloaked worshippers sprawling.
They're dismantling the machine.
The winds howled as the air offspring joined the fray, its powers tearing through the copper apparatus with razor-sharp precision. Finally, the last offspring emerged, its form solid and unyielding. The ground trembled with every step it took, and jagged shards of stone erupted from the earth as it channeled the element of earth to crush the remaining supports of the machine.
That much power, if it has nowhere to go, it will detonate. We had to get out of here now.
But escape wasn't an option. The air in the cavern thickened, the light from the sphere growing blinding as cracks formed along its surface. The team huddled together, bracing for the inevitable.
Stay close. Maybe, just maybe.
The amulets around Seraphina's neck began to vibrate and glow, their light forming a protective barrier around the team. The sphere erupted in a blinding explosion, the force shaking the entire cavern. When the dust and smoke cleared, the team found themselves unharmed, the protective barrier fading away. All that remains of the cavern's chaos was the team, the Hodag, the Thunderbird, their offspring, and the shadowy figure now confined within the circle.
It's over.
Is it, Inspector Graves? Or have you merely postponed the inevitable?
The figure's voice dripped with malice, its form writhing against the constraints of the circle.
You think you've won, but this is one plan among Destruction will follow. You've done nothing but delay what cannot be stopped.
Then we'll stop it again. And again. Every time you crawl out of whatever pit you've been banished to, we'll be there to send you back.
The figure hissed, its form flickering as the pentagram glowed brighter, forcing it to retreat.
You've made an enemy today, Inspector. Pray that you're ready for what's to come.
As the team caught their breath, the Hodag and the Thunderbird approached. Despite their imposing forms, there was a gentleness in their movements. The offspring, now free, exhibited their elemental powers in playful displays. The fiery offspring creating harmless sparks that danced in the air, while the watery one splashed its siblings with mischievous game. The wind offspring stirred gentle breezes that tousled the team's hair, and the earth offspring rolled smooth stones towards them like toys.
They're thanking us. They're extraordinary.
The cavern, once a place of darkness and despair, now held a sense of quiet reverence. The team knew their fight was far from over, but for now, they had won. The team stepped into cool morning air, greeted by the triumphant cheers of the Ojibwe warriors. Their combined strength had defeated the cult's remnants, and the land itself seemed to breathe easier. As a token of gratitude, the tribal elders stepped forward, holding a wooden box carved with intricate symbols. Inside were 4 charms, each glowing faintly with an otherworldly energy. The elders' choices were deliberate, each gift matching the essence of the recipient.
I'll put it to good use. Thanks.
I feel its strength already. It's beautiful. I'll use it wisely. Thank you.
It's an honor. I won't let you down.
As the elders stepped back, the team felt the weight of the power of their new gifts. Each charm pulsed faintly, as though alive, resonating with its owner. The goodbyes that followed were heartfelt. The creatures now at peace nuzzled against their saviors, their gratitude evident. The offspring, playful and curious, circled the team, their elemental powers now gentle and harmonious. As the first rays of sunlight streaked across the horizon, the team departed, their hearts heavy with the weight of what they had faced, but buoyed by the hope of what they had gained. Though they had won this battle, the war against the darkness was far from over, but as long as they stood together, bound by courage and the gifts of the elements, there was hope for the world.